Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be here to present to you. If anybody's following us, they'll know that we've had some breaking news over the past week. The greatest way to create value in a mining company is to have a discovery, and I'm pleased to say we've had a very significant discovery announced last Monday. Share price is moving to reflect that, and I'd love to share that news with you. I'll start you off with the share price graph so you can see what's actually happened. I'm afraid to say that that is actually out of date. That was prepared on Saturday. We've had a full day of trading in Sydney, and the share price closed at 41 cents. So we announced our discovery when the share price was 13. We've climbed up to 41 in the space of a week. What we've discovered is nickel copper sulfides. It's hard to find nickel copper sulfides, and when you do, you almost know if you get a thick intersection that you're going to go on to have an economic mine. So that's what the market is starting to tell us, and I'll give you a bit more information as to why we believe that's going to happen. Quick overview of St. George. We have projects in Western Australia in the Yilgarn Craton, so a very high quality mining district. We set up the company ourselves. We put a lot of our own money into this company. I've got $2 million plus into the company. We're very focused on shareholder returns and delivering multiplier returns to shareholders. The Mount Alexander project is in the Agnew-Walluna belt of Western Australia, so it's not in frontier territory. Agnew-Walluna is where all the nickel discoveries were made in the 1970s. So we're close to infrastructure, close to processing plants. It's going to be relatively easy to monetize this project. Zooming in on the tenement package, one of the surprising things is we found nickel sulfides where they weren't supposed to be. The typical belt is your north-south trending belt. These were found in an east-west belt. BHP first found that ground with Gossens outcrop in the east-west belt. They made a discovery, but they sat on their hands because it was outside their core Leinster mineral field. We had a good relationship with BHP. We picked up the project 18 months ago. We've continued drilling. We've now got 3.5 kilometres strike of mineralisation. It's a very special mineralisation. It's got nickel, copper, cobalt and PGEs. And the most beautiful thing is it's shallow. This is zooming into the core area, the Cathedrals belt. So we've had over 40 hits of massive nickel sulfides over the past 18 months. The market got excited, but they were still a little bit dubious as to whether we had an economic deposit there. That all changed last week when we announced our discovery hole, MAD 71, Mount Alexander drill hole 71. One of the great things about the belt as well is electromagnetic surveys are proving to be 100% effective in targeting mineralisation. Normally they will also pick up false conductors like graphitic shales and barren sulfides. In the Cathedrals belt, we've had granite sheets come up and they've burnt off all the false anomalies, so you can use electromagnetic techniques to really target the conductive nickel sulfide bodies. These are the kind of grades we've been getting this year. So we've got 7.5 metres at very good grades of nickel, copper, cobalt and PGEs. Very good intersections, but the market wanted something more. So we gave them MAD 71, 17 metre intersection of nickel copper sulfide mineralisation, over 10 metres of massive nickel sulfides. As a rule of thumb, if you get 6 metres, you start getting very excited. 10 metres, you get very, very excited. Shallow intersection, 37.5 metres below surface. We haven't got the full assays. We've got the XRF Niton gun so far. It's been proven to be pretty reliable. We think this is going to be definitely the best intersection across the project to date, and the one that could go on to be a real company maker for us. We've done some preliminary metallurgical work on the mineralisation. Very, very good results. Some nickel sulfide deposits never go on to be developed because they've got contaminants, high talc or high arsenic or high MgO. Ours doesn't. Ours is going to make a very clean concentrate. The smelters will love it because they can blend it with their lower quality concentrate. High grades, 18% nickel, 32% copper. We actually produce a separate copper concentrate and a separate nickel concentrate. High cobalt credits in the nickel concentrate and also high PGEs. The mineralisation we have will be 30 to 50% more valuable than a straight nickel sulfide, depending on where the commodity prices are, because of those extra metals. So the economics is really stacking up. We obviously have to do a lot more drilling to prove up the size of the resource, but preliminary indications are very, very favourable. Low-cost mining because it's going to be shallow. That's not our open pit. That's the open pit of Spotted Quoll in Western Australia. They had mineralisation discovered 60 metres below surface. We've discovered it 30 metres below surface. So it's really looking like a laydown there that will have a nice open pit there. It's going to be low development costs because, as I said before, we're in the middle of a proven mining territory. We don't have to build our own infrastructure. We don't have to build our own processing plant. It'll be a fraction of the cost that you normally have for development. And we have a high value concentrate, high value mineralisation with lots of credits, big profit margins. We also have a project in East Levitan. BHP had a joint venture there with us. They walked away from that project because they had their budget cut to zero for anything outside the Leinster mineral field. We're continuing exploration there. I won't get too bogged down on that, but we're out there drilling as well there. Some very attractive electromagnetic targets for nickel sulfide deposits. So we may have some breaking news on those over the next 2 weeks as we drill. I also want you to focus on nickel. Nickel has been flying under the radar. Lithium and graphite are getting all the attention. The penny is starting to drop that you actually need a lot of nickel for these new electric vehicles and the batteries and the new age batteries. Nickel price is starting to move. This is a little chart from Barclays, where prepared by Barclays based on broker data. Of the key commodities, nickel is basically the one that hasn't moved. Nickel, they reckon, still got 50% upside to the long-term consensus, and a lot more if you look at the high. So nickel is one commodity where you can still make a lot of money if you take a medium-term view. And the main reason is the market dynamics changing, electric vehicle revolution. You can only use high-grade nickel sulfide in batteries. You can't use the pig iron. It's very hard to find nickel sulfide. There will probably be a price divergence emerging. We're seeing battery manufacturers already coming to Western Australia trying to tie up long-term offtake contracts. We have even had an offtake buyer come to us and want to give us money to secure long-term supply, and we don't even have a resource established yet. So that's anecdotal evidence that you are seeing a lot of bubbling behind the scenes, and that will come into the nickel price in the medium term. Quick market profile of St. George. We've kept a tight capital structure. As I said, I founded the company. I'm still one of the largest shareholders. So we're keeping a tight capital structure, making sure we can deliver maximum return to shareholders. The market cap is a little bit outdated because of the share price surge today. We're up to close to $100 million market cap. We have about $3 million on cash on hand. We will need more money, but drilling here is pretty inexpensive. It's only 100-metre holes. Each hole costs about $25,000. We'll do another 10 holes between now and Christmas, so we're not going to spend a lot of money. We will be looking to raise money soon, but not just yet, and hopefully we can raise it on much better terms. We are attracting institutions onto the register. The CQS Group, New City Managers, their City Natural Resources High Yield Trust is one of our largest shareholders. They made early stage investments in other mining companies which had spectacular success, and they're hoping we can deliver that as well. Again, there's a lovely price chart. So the key message I want to leave you with is we've made a discovery. It's a high-grade discovery. We're continuing to drill between now and Christmas. We'll have lots more good news. What this means is the exploration risk has largely been taken out. We just need to prove up the size of this resource. We also have a regional upside. We're going to end up having a nickel camp here with multiple deposits, we believe. So it's not just that one hit that's going to do it. And we think we're going to be growing our resource inventory at a time when the nickel price is recovering. That means we're going to get a turbocharged re-rating. Both of those factors will work to give us a re-rating. A lot of wealth has been created by successful nickel explorers. Some of you may know Sirius, which discovered Nova, from $7 million to a takeover of $1.8 billion. Jubilee discovered Cosmos at $20 million market cap, went on to be taken over by Xstrata for $3.1 billion. That's the kind of wealth that nickel can create because it's hard to find. We still got a long way to create that wealth, but the market is telling us that we've got the potential. That's why the share price is running hard. It's only a fraction of where it's going to be if we continue our good work. Thank you very much. That's a presentation.